I remember growing up how much I hated pictures. I hated being in them, especially when my mom took 15 minutes and a lot of spit in my hair to pose us. But now I love them, especially when I get to utilize that front-facing camera on my iPhone. Sometimes I use that lens to take pictures of things in front of me, behind me, beside me, but to be honest, most of the time, it's of me. Well, let's face it, we all love our selfies. We love to take them with famous people, wild animals, huge buildings, complete strangers, and of course, beautiful views. Now, what blows my mind is what we are willing to do in order to get the perfect selfie, even if it means we are putting our own lives in danger. How many of us have done something completely ridiculous to get the perfect selfie? I know I have. And if you haven't, just wait until Beyonce walks by you. I'm sure that answer will change. Some people even hang off of buildings or run on top of trains. Some people even die to get that perfect selfie. Why? Why do we value our selfies so much? Today I'm going to dive into why I think we risk our lives for the perfect selfie, and why we just love to take selfies in general, as well as how our nature has evolved to match the way we socialize today, and ultimately, where we find our self-worth and how the selfie is an important factor in that. The introduction of social media into our lives has drastically changed the way we interact with our friends. In a click, we support a new friend's outfit, and with a Snapchat, we can show the world what we're up to. We have complete control on what people see in our lives. We have never had the ability to control the way people perceive us until social media happened. Now, we've all been judged on things or appearances we didn't necessarily want to be judged on. In the past, there's no real way to control the way people perceive us other than showing them our best self day to day. Now we have the ability to showcase our best moments, angles, and lighting for all of our friends to see. People don't have to see our bad hair days or bad attitudes, just gloriously well-lit selfies. So with our best self being promoted on social media, those around us who don't actually know us are able to form an opinion based off of much more than what they see when we walk down the hallway. I have had conversations with people I've never talked to before, who know exactly what my hobbies are and who my friends are based on my social media. We are able to form our first impressions, the most important and lasting impressions, without even knowing. With this in mind, why wouldn't we go through extreme measures to get the ultimate selfie for our Instagram? We want the best possible image of ourselves out there, and with filters and selfie sticks, we can definitely achieve it. Our natural-born desire to make a good impression and be perceived positively drives us to do crazy things, like hang off of bridges and climb towers just to get the perfect shot. We want to be perceived as beautiful and risky, adventurous and thrifty. Those who partake in social media do it for a reason. They care what people think. They want to be liked. They want to be seen as more daring than the next guy. We want the best version of our selfies, and the world gave us the perfect tool, the front-facing camera. And so, in America and most places in the world, majority of us were brought up with the encouragement to compete, whether it be in soccer or gymnastics. Competition runs through our bones. Throughout time, we have held competitions on who can bring the most meat home or who wore the best bikini. Competition is in our bones, and it constantly evolves to fit the ever-changing world we live in. The world we live in now, of course, is saturated in social media, so naturally, we have placed our competitive nature in our virtual lives. It's the biggest competition arena in the world, and thousands of competitors with thousands of strategies are all competing for one thing: adoration. We naturally want to outdo others. We want to prove to them that we have a better life, and social media is the most passive-aggressive way to do it. Now, is passive-aggressive the right way to describe social media? Now think about it. If we throw away all the hecklers who leave nasty comments in their wake, what are we left with? A bunch of people trying to gracefully outlive their social media competitors. Never will they aggressively go after each other. Nobody will actually admit that they're trying to out-Instagram anyone. We all just want to be better than each other. And we are so driven by this need to be better that we will go to ridiculous measures. And it's not just limited to Instagram, it's all of social media. Phrases like, do it for the vine, pushed many people to jump in front of cars and slam ice cream cones on their heads and jump off of high bridges into rocky rivers. People chant this phrase in order to push themselves to do better and not give up. In sports and other competitive scenarios, people will push themselves to the verge of breaking their own bodies for the sake of competition. People just love to win, and when you have 30 million fans or 200,000 followers, you don't want to let them down. Social media competitors feel responsible to put out newer and better material for their followers, constantly pushing them forward in the pursuit of the perfect. So, because our natural instinct to compete has latched onto social media, We find ourselves constantly fighting to prove ourselves better than the next guy or even our best friend. This pushes us to put our own lives at risk, our own safety at risk, because we find value in outgramming others. Now, when it comes down to it, social media appears to be narcissistic and shallow, but it's really just misplaced personal investment. Often we don't know where to invest our value. Should we invest it in other people? Should it solely be in ourselves? Instagram and, of course, the selfie perfectly combine the two to create an answer to those questions. Now, a selfie is just the perfect answer to us millennials. We find hope, self-worth, and happiness in our selfies. We take them to feel good about ourselves, but we also take them so others can appreciate us. We find value in the amount of likes and comments we have on a picture. Girls will change their outfits just for a selfie so that they might get a fire emoji on the comment section and feel good about themselves. Now, how does this affect our willingness to risk our lives for a selfie? Everyone wants to be worth something. They want to feel liked and adored. So in a desperate effort for likes, we'll jump off of cliffs and straddle dangerous animals because we know that's what will get the most likes. It's interesting how we've placed our self-worth in social media, but what easier way to gain the approval of many? The selfie is a worldwide phenomenon. Everyone is in pursuit of it. It's not just us being shallow, it's us adjusting our natural desires to be liked and to be better and to feel good about ourselves to our modern world. It may not be shallow, but it is dangerous. It can cause not only broken bones, but also hurt feelings, and misplaced feelings at that. And this is why we've analyzed why exactly people risk their lives for selfies. We need to determine if it's worth it. We've seen that through social media, we're able to control how others perceive us, and we're able to outcompete others and measure our own self-worth. If you find yourself thinking now, hey, I think I do these things, next time you take a risky selfie, please think twice.